Being recorded. For those of you calling in, please ensure that you have muted your phone line by pressing *6. Thank you. And first, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This month is February is Black History Month, and we will be taking time all month to recognize its rich history. Black History Month's origins trace back to 1926 from the Black historian Carter G. Woodson, and originally started off as Negro History Week in 1926. It wasn't declared a full month of celebration until 1970s. And yet every day is a day to celebrate Black history. And we recognize Black history as American history and should be taught as such. The purpose of Black History Month is to reflect on the often overlooked contributions African Americans have made building this country. These are stories of great accomplishments made despite incredible adversity and have long been ignored by many. The speakers will educate, providing history not found in most school books, and hopefully these speakers will inspire all of us today. Today's guests are Columbus Museum of Art's Executive Director, Nanette Macy-Junes, and Deidre Hamler, who is Director of the museum's Amina Robinson Legacy Project. A host of many African-American artists have paved the way for artists today. But I understand our guests will be focusing on one artist. Is that correct, Director?
That is correct.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I will turn it over to you all.
So I'm Nanette Macy-Junes, and I'm joined, as we just learned, by Deidre Hamler, who is our new director of the Amina Robinson Legacy Project. We're going to talk about Amina today because she is one of the most extraordinary artists that I ever had the privilege to know, and is certainly one of the great American artists. The museum was blessed to have a decades-long relationship with Amina. She used to tell me she first walked through the doors of the museum in her teens when she was part of a group show of East High School students. But we knew her as a teacher when she was still at Parks and Rec and Parks, and we then knew her as an artist. We began exhibiting her work in 1990 and have continuously worked with her through her passing in 2015. I'm thinking of breakthrough moments for Amina in terms of, in the 1980s, she got incredible recognition from our community, from the state of Ohio. But by the 1990s, she was getting recognition in the art world nationally and internationally. One of the breakthrough moments for us was in 2006 when our exhibition, Symphonic Poem, that the museum organized, went to Tacoma and to Brooklyn. And in Brooklyn, New York, it was such an incredibly powerful exhibition that they ran it from February to August. And the exhibition was on the front of the art section of the New York Times. In 2008, Amina was inducted into the Embassies program, which means her work was chosen to be in American embassies across the globe. These are the kinds of recognitions that she had begun to see before she left us. Most recently, we worked very hard to get her on the to get her a New York Times overlooked obituary. These are extraordinary individuals who did not get that New York Times obituary they should have gotten when they left us. And I'm really proud to say we got that for Amina in 2021. Lots of people in the community helped us with that. So we are very proud of being part of a legacy of an artist that we should all know more about and all remember. I'm going to pass it to my colleague, Deidre Hamler, who's going to tell you the kinds of things we're doing now to make sure that Amina's legacy is known by everyone. Deidre is not only the director of the Amina Robinson Legacy Project, but she is also was co-curator of the recent exhibition, Raganon, which brought it got us through COVID, and people came back again and again to be able to be with that exhibition. Deidre?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for having us on this panel. Happy Black History Month to everyone. I am so proud to be able to introduce, if you don't already know Amina Robinson, you will, because it is part of our commitment to our community and also to the nation to expand her legacy and her actual incredible contributions to the arts throughout the nation. As Nanette said, Amina had a beautiful history with the Columbus Museum of Art. And when she passed, she left her entire estate, including her home and even her little dog, to the museum. And we have been carefully going through and archiving everything that was left in her home. Her house had a beautiful treasure of I would just say numerous works, archives of books and artworks and artifacts that we have collected, and we are committed to providing those as resources for the entire community to be able to see. As part of that, we have opened her home as a residency and a fellowship place for people to come in from all over the country and also locally to work in Amina's studio and be inspired by her presence of her spirit that still remains in her house. We are also very much committed to not only keeping the home alive, but also expanding on the rich history, the ancestral legacy that she created in her artwork, and helping people understand how to tell stories through their own art and through their own writing, which was Amina's second, her second love was writing on top of her artwork. So therefore, we have committed to providing a library at the Pizzuti building, which is a part of the museum's building in the short north, to create an Amina Robinson Library and Archives for the public to be able to come in and look at her work, look at her books, use the computers there to look at all of her artwork, and create resources for university students, for local students, for national students to be able to study what she did in order to create the beautiful work that really looks at the genealogy of the Black experience in the United States. We have also committed to providing an opportunity for a scholar in residence, which has already started as of January. And his name is Terrence Dean, and he is a scholar and a professor of Black history at Denison University. We have committed to have him here for an entire year and to assist us in creating this library. But not only that, his commitment is to expand the contemporary artistic legacy, but also the narrative around Black history that provided the rich seed for Amina's work. And he is assisting us by creating a curriculum for students at Denison that could be replicated across the country, and also creating a possible biography that is not just an artistic biography, but a powerful biography that will be published on Amina's life. And finally, we are very much interested in having Amina's work not just be our local treasure, but expand it into museums and galleries nationwide and even internationally. We will be working constantly with other curators, guest curators that are going to be developing new exhibitions that place Amina in the contemporary canon of the arts, and also create a space for her narrative to be expanded throughout the nation in the university spectrum and in scholarly works. As you see, we have a picture in your packet that gives you just a glimpse of what's to come. We have already, even through the pandemic and the surge of COVID, we have managed to host 5 people in Amina's home as residents and fellows, and those people are listed on one of the pages of your packet. Our local fellows, Don C. Coulter, Wendy Kendrick, and presently we have Richard Duart Brown, who won the Governor's Award just recently. They have worked in Amina's studio, and they have created beautiful work that will be shown in exhibitions and have been shown in exhibitions throughout the city. Our national fellow, Jonathan Payne, and also to come, we have Darlene Taylor, who is our first writer in residence, and she will be joining us in May. These people expand on the legacy for Amina because they use her work and her writing as inspiration to then take their ideas into new directions. And then, of course, we do not want to at all forget our local relationships and our partnerships with our community groups, and also inspiring young people in our community. So one example of a wonderful partnership is with Urban Strings Columbus, where we had a notable partnership during the Rag and On exhibition. Not only they're musicians, they're string musicians. We were able to partner with Dr. Mark Lomax, who created an original work, an original composition of music that Urban Strings learned and played throughout the exhibition. We had a couple of performances for them, indoors and outdoors. And also those students who are from schools across the city became ambassadors for the Rag and On exhibition. And from now on, we know we have young voices that will carry on the spirit of Amina and understanding what her purposes were with her art. One last thing, we have hopes that, again, Amina will have a presence. As you know, and maybe you don't, but Amina's work was very much grounded in her personal stories of ancestral legacy. She did work that looked at her own genealogy, but as I said, from all the way throughout history, she has chronicled the experience of Black history. So we're hoping that we can place her work in places such as the Barack Obama Library, where one of the final works that Amina did was an actual dedication to the presidency of Barack Obama, and she did a piece called the Presidential Suite, and it was a suite of works that is just amazing. We're hoping to get a piece of her work in the Barack Obama Library and beyond. We are presently represented, Amina is presently represented by local gallery, Hammond Harkins, and also a wonderful gallery in New York, ACA Gallery. But we are also hoping to expand her presence in other galleries around the country. Nanette, back to you.
I just wanted to close by sharing with you that the museum it does take a village. It takes all of us. The museum is, again, immensely blessed that Amina entrusted her estate to us. It is an incredible responsibility, and the museum wants to help take a leadership role, but we also know we need our whole community. We need all of us. And I wanted to thank GCAC, the Greater Columbus Arts Council, who's been critical in establishing the residencies and the fellowships. And without the Columbus Foundation's gift, we would not have been able to restore Amina's home and studio as quickly as we did to get it up and running for our program. So we are very grateful. Finally, I wanted just to quickly share that we are establishing Amina Robinson Legacy Endowment. We have an inaugural gift from Donna and Larry James. Our aspiration is to grow this endowment to at least $1 million over time, and it will be used to sustain those fellowships and residencies to make sure that the home of Amina Robinson and that studio are here for generations of people, and to make sure all those wonderful programs and projects that Deidre mentioned can go forward. So thank you so much for letting us share with all of you. Commissioners O'Grady, Mr. Boyce, and our new Commissioner Crawley. Thank you again, and it's good to see you all. And we're very excited that you're dedicating February to learning more about Black history and arts.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I was able to see the Amina exhibit when I came to meet with you all, and it was just amazing. And so hope everyone in the community had an opportunity to go and see all of her great works. I don't know if my colleagues have anything that they want to say before we go on to the next presentation.
Want to go?
Okay.
Saw the Amina Robinson exhibit when we were there for Commissioner Brown last fall, so it was wonderful.
Well, sorry.
I'll just add that one, it's really exciting. I always get inspired by the celebration of Black History Month because it is part of my own personal heritage. But I really love this Amina Robinson connection because her art, while it tells Black American history, it also has a very direct link to Columbus Black American history. And when you look at her works, if you were born and raised here in Columbus, if you look at her works, it's just a fascinating story to see told in her art. You can recognize elements of this community embedded in just about all of her art. And I love that has an international identity to it, that when you talk art to other people around the country, she is recognized as someone that is on a global level. I'm so proud myself. It's the one piece of artwork that I actually won in an auction once, and that I have, and so I'm so proud of that piece. But more importantly, I'm proud of the connection. President Crawley talked about the celebration that we will illustrate and demonstrate through the month of February, and so I'm just so thrilled and excited that we're starting with Amina Robinson. Now, the one little plug I'm going to just put out there is that, this county facility is visited by many, many visitors every year. And I will just say, what a great place where there is lots of diversity to illustrate her fascinating artwork to everyday folks who, in many ways, are part of this community and part of the history in the same way. And so I'll just plant that seed to say, think about it. You don't have to answer now. But think about that.
Commissioner Boyce, I think we can work on that.
Well, then we're all singing from the same hymnal. Congratulations on the collection that you just received from the Jameses. I was actually trying to curate a piece for a project that I have. He said, we just donated it all to the art museum, and I like. But I think that is another way to create exposure to our young people, exposure to Central Ohio and even beyond, so that they understand her contribution, not just to the arts and creative economy, but to Black history in America. So thank you so much for what you represent, and thanks for being here today.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Also this morning, we want to recognize American Heart Month, which is also recognized all of February. And this is very near and dear to my heart, as I have a mother who just had a heart attack a year ago and had stents put in and was born with a heart murmur and continues to battle with cardiovascular disease, which is the leading cause of death here in America. And so here to share the importance of preventative care and to promote heart health is Franklin County's Public Health Director, Joe Mazzola, and American Heart Association of Central Ohio's Executive Director, Nancy Tobey. Director Mazzola, will you be starting off?
I will. Thank you, Commissioner Crawley. Good morning, Commissioners, Commissioner Grady, Commissioner Boyce, Administrator Wilson, county colleagues. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be with you here this morning. I want to thank the Executive Director of the American Heart Association of Central Ohio, Nancy Tobey, for joining me, who I'm going to turn this call over to very quickly. But I do want to acknowledge and thank the commissioners for your continued support of our Community Health Improvement Plan, which one of the priorities thereof is addressing hypertension here in Franklin County. And I want to acknowledge the American Heart Association's leadership, convening what is now just a very robust group of organizations across our community working collectively to reduce hypertension here in Franklin County. It's called the Franklin County Hypertension Network. And I know Nancy will touch on that here in a second. But as you mentioned, Commissioner Crawley, hypertension affects so many of our residents. And we are very thankful for the support of our community to make sure that we are doing everything we can to reduce its impact here in Franklin County. And so as a board member of the American Heart Association, I'm very proud to call the American Heart Association a colleague and a partner here in our community. And I'd like to turn the call over to Nancy to say a few words about National Heart Month and National Wear Red Day, which I know is coming up here in a few days, and some of the other initiatives here in our community.
Well, thank you, everyone, and good morning. Thank you, Commissioner Mazzola, for helping us be here today to really, start to talk about American Heart Month here in Central Ohio. And thank you to the Franklin County Board of Commissioners for helping pass the resolution to name February American Heart Month. And yes, Wear Red Day is Friday, February 4th. So if you don't have your red yet, you have a couple of days to get it for Friday. And really, it's about bringing awareness and education. For those who don't know, heart disease remains the #1 cause of death in the U.S. and worldwide. And even since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, death rates from heart disease and stroke have risen significantly. And more people are just reporting lower physical and emotional wellness. And because of this, experts are really expecting the pandemic to have a domino effect of impact over heart health for the next coming years. But there is encouraging news. The fact still remains that cardiac and stroke deaths can be prevented with a healthy lifestyle. And really the work that we've done with all of you is really what makes this incredibly important for us. As you've heard, the American Heart Association is working alongside Franklin County Public Health to really address blood pressure, which is a chronic disease area that was prioritized through the community health improvement plan. We're also working to address additional health factors and behaviors to really achieve ideal cardiovascular health, as outlined in what we call our Life Simple 7. And again, we are just incredibly proud of the work that we've been able to do so far, even in the recent past 2 years in almost a digital world, and just appreciate really the relentless support from everyone. But the reality is we're all, I think, doing more than we ever have been. We're tired. And, with everything that has happened these last 2 years, even those who are normally focused on their own heart health have kind of lost their rhythm a little. So this February, we're really just looking at, uniting for American Heart Month to help every individual, what we say, reclaim their rhythm. Because, it's just so important to us that we just don't lose even one more mother, brother, friend, or neighbor to cardiovascular disease, because one is just one too many. Through our work, we're helping people to create healthy habits that work best for their life, but to give them the best chance of life. A lot of our work is really based in making sure we're identifying and removing barriers so that everyone has an opportunity for a full, healthy life, and we'll continue to do that. So again, I would be remiss if I did not extend our sincere appreciation to Commissioner Mazzola for all of his work, his leadership, and his vision to really look at how we can make Franklin County and our entire community healthier. And then again, I would have to make sure, since the formation of the Franklin County Hypertension Network in 2018, the American Heart Association, alongside Franklin County Public Health, and countless, many, I think over 30 plus healthcare and community organizations have impacted hundreds through sustainable population level changes aimed at improving blood pressure control rates. And we know when we can focus on hypertension, we can actually reduce the deaths and not just cardiovascular disease, but other deaths as well. And through one of our programs, the Target Blood Pressure Program, we're working with health systems, community health centers across Central Ohio to really implement solutions to improve quality of care and to provide tools and resources that support recommended lifestyle changes. So together, we are helping Central Ohio, again, reclaim their rhythm and take back control of their physical health and mental well-being. And so with this resolution for American Heart Month in Franklin County, we are just so grateful to be able to continue to raise awareness and rally the support of our community. And I'd be remiss before closing to really just also express my sincere thank you to Commissioner Crowley. She helped, her voice, her leadership helped us have a very important conversation last week around maternal health. And really we're really working to raise awareness that heart disease is not just the #1 killer of women, it is also the leading cause of maternal death in the US. or really simply put, heart disease is the #1 killer of new moms. So it's really a focus of our organization. Again, thank you, Commissioner Crowley, for your participation as we look at making sure that pregnancy-related deaths in the U.S. Are really being focused on. We want to make sure that we're looking at all populations to make sure that they have access to the appropriate care that they need. And again, just wanted to say my final thanks for having us be here today on behalf of the American Heart Association, and appreciate all the work that you all do.
Thank you. Again, are we having some feedback? No. Okay, I think it stopped. Again, thank you so much, Nancy. Good to see you, and thank you, Commissioner Mazzola. I also want to thank you for inviting me on the panel. I was going to mention that, especially with it being Black History Month and then American Heart Month, when it comes to maternal mortality and morbidity, as you said, this is one of the leading causes of death. And we know that birthing people go into a healthcare system that doesn't treat everyone fairly and equitably. And sometimes some of the issues that birthing people may be experiencing, especially when it comes to hypertension or cardiomyopathy and things like that, get dismissed and overlooked. That leads to complications or deaths later. And so in the resolution that we have, it outlines that, as well as some other things related to cardiovascular disease. And so we would like to present you with a ceremonial resolution proclaiming February as American Heart Month, and our staff will put it in the mail to you. But before we end with Nancy and Commissioner Mazzola, I'll open up comments to my colleagues if they won't have anything to say about American Heart Month.
The only thing I would add, thank you, Madam President. The only thing that I would add is that, hypertension is one of the leading causes in death for Black men, too. And Black men are disproportionately affected by heart disease, hypertension, so forth and so on. And so this is really something that our investment in the awareness of and the wellness and prevention of is just critical to the strength of our overall community. So I think this is good work, value and appreciate your representation. And I love the Go Red for women, but I'm trying to think of what could we do for men, like, the dress. You got the dress, so maybe I'm thinking tennis shoes, red tennis shoes. I don't know.
Tie.
Red tie. Okay, red tie.
Red tie,
Yeah. Okay, Go Red with the dress and tie. So there you go.
So many of you would recognize or remember that for the last decade or more, I've been talking about my own battles with cardiovascular disease and all the things that I've been through over the years. I've had a couple open heart surgeries, and so I've been down this road for a long time, and I've been harping on it for a long time. But Nancy, if you could, it's critical for folks to regularly check their blood pressure. You can do it at the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Almost every grocery store, if you go over to the pharmacy section, they've got a place there for you to be able to take your blood pressure. But you can also, at the pharmacy, whether it's in a grocery store or any pharmacy that you go to, you can purchase a blood pressure machine. It's not very expensive. You can buy one of those things for $15, $20 maybe max. Now it's expensive for some folks, but you can get one of those things. Sometimes you can get it covered on your insurance. We have one at home. My wife is also a heart patient, so we have one at the house so that we can take our blood pressure on a regular basis. And so I would recommend to anybody, whether you're at the grocery store or if you can get a blood pressure cuff, blood pressure machine where you can take it yourself. It's very simple to do. You wrap it around your wrist, you press a button, and you can get your blood pressure monitored and taken right there in your own kitchen. But so Nancy, high blood pressure is considered what, anything over 140 over 90?
Sorry, I was coming off of mute. Actually, we've just recently looked at the numbers again, and anybody over, which is considered hypertensive, is really recommending over 130 over 80. So that's, we want to really look at those numbers. Hypertension is actually we're looking at increasing. It changed in 2017 alongside the American Medical Association as well.
130/80, and if you're higher than that for a long period of time, then you're considered seriously at risk, and you should certainly be under a doctor's care. Because I've got a heart valve, I take medication to keep my blood pressure regulated, so I haven't had a concern about high blood pressure in a long, long time. The other thing is, we talk about it on here, when we're here having these conversations all the time, is to make sure that you're taking your medication. If you're on prescribed medications from your doctor, don't miss your medications. Always take your medication that your doctor prescribes you. But yeah, so whether you're when you go to the grocery store, stop over at the pharmacy and get your blood pressure tested. And if you have the ability, purchase a blood pressure machine and have it in your kitchen, and sit down and take your blood. Always make sure you're sitting down, but sit down and take your blood pressure because it's important. It'll help you prevent a heart attack. That unnecessary heart attack. So just we're always interested in helping remind people that preventative stuff like this are things that help people avoid unnecessary issues. So thanks for being here.
Thank you. And Nancy, I just want to highlight real quick before we leave you all what you said about the past 2 years and stress. And I don't want to leave this conversation without really stressing the importance of reducing stress, being active, exercising, eating healthy, especially as we're all trying to navigate this pandemic. Stress does wear on the heart. And so for Franklin County members, and I know Commissioner Boyce is really big on Thrive On, and Commissioner O'Grady too, we were just talking about it the other day, feel free to log on and see what resources are available, especially for exercise and eating healthy and different ways to reduce stress, especially this month, but ongoing. So again, thank you for coming, and thank you for all that you do. You are welcome to stay on for general session, but we know that you have busy lives, and so if you want to log off, feel free to do that. And again, we will get the resolution in the mail to you all. Thank you again, Commissioner Mazzola.
Hey, by the way, caffeine causes hypertension, which is why I drink decaf coffee.
I drink caffeinated coffee. President Crawley.
I just wanted to note that for my panelists up here.
President Crawley, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Boyce. Through our Thrive On program for our employees, health improvement is a focus. So much so, we changed the name of the cooperative from a health benefits plan to a health improvement plan. So at various points in time, we've had blood pressure devices available for members of our cooperative through reaching out to our Thrive On Benefits office. Education is the key. Another thing we did, touching on Commissioner O'Grady's points around adherence, we waived the copay on medications such as hypertension medicine and other disease management medications. Because it's very important that individuals take their medication. I shared in our annual healthcare spotlight that I work in a high-stress position, and I have hypertension, and I've had hypertension, had to manage hypertension for probably a couple decades now. And African-American men, we tend to sometimes don't take health care seriously as we should and try to take a bulletproof approach to life. So education is key. That's what makes organizations like the African American Male Wellness Initiative here in our community so important to take away a lot of the stigmas around effectively managing your health and taking charge of your health, hypertension, heart disease, prostate cancer. Where do I stop? These screenings are very vital. And, real men take care of themselves because they realize they have obligations that they want to stick around and deal with. So I think we just need to try to change our messaging to encourage more people to take charge of their health and not suck up pains or ignore symptoms. So anything that county administration can do to promote these type of events. We have a rock star public affairs office that is good at getting the word out in creative ways. So just reach out to us and we'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, thank you all for joining and thank you for educating us for American Heart Month. But first up, we have the coroner.
Resolution number 7422. Resolution approving an agreement with Patterson Dental to repair the Dexis digital x-ray sensor and authorizing the Franklin County coroner to execute the agreement in the amount of $7,933.54.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Amanda Alvarez-Wright. I am the Director of Operations for the Franklin County Coroner's Office, representing Dr. Anna Hugh-Ortiz. This resolution will authorize an agreement with Patterson Dental, a dental supply and equipment company, to repair our x-ray sensor of the Dexis dental imaging machine that we use here at the Coroner's Office as part of our post-mortem comparison for ID cases. This equipment is necessary for our use. The cost contained in this agreement will not exceed the amount of $7,933.54. The coroner is requesting authority to execute this agreement. Pending any questions, we ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 74-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 7422 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have the engineer, and we have a public hearing. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Plans approved for the Elliott Road and Hayden Run Road Drainage Improvement Project, Brown Township and Washington Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
I would like to open up the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who would like to speak on this public hearing? Seeing none, I would like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 7522. Plans approved for the Elliott Road and Hayden Run Road Drainage Improvement Project, Brown Township and Washington Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Engineer. Before I get started with my presentations, I want to share that in recognition of Black History Month, the Franklin County Engineer's Office, the Conference of Minority Transportation Officials, and the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission are hosting a webinar titled Black Excellence in the Transportation Industry. Our panel of speakers include Shanetta Griffin of the Federal Aviation Administration and former board member of the Franklin County Transportation District, Jack Marchbanks, Director of the Ohio Department of Transportation, Amy Hall of Ebony Construction Company, and Taj Bakari of CT Consultants. The webinar will be Monday, February 7th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Details and a registration link can be found at comtocolumbus.org. Any questions or comments on that?
No, not at this time. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the first resolution is for drainage improvement in the northwest part of the county in Brown Township and Washington Township along Elliott Road and along Hayden Run Road. The project will upgrade roadway drainage and will reconstruct Joseph Carr Ditch by repairing and replacing drainage tile, some of which is 100 years old. With this resolution, I am asking you to approve and sign the plans so we can schedule the project for construction. Not already, I will see that the title sheet is delivered to the clerk for you all to sign. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 75-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 7522 has been adopted.
Thank you. We have a public hearing. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Plans approved for the improvement of Fisher Road between I-70 and McKinley Avenue, Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
I would like to open up the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who would like to speak to this public hearing? Seeing none, I would like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 7622, plans approved for the improvement of Fisher Road between I-70 and McKinley Avenue, Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
This capital improvement project is in the central part of Franklin County and Franklin Township along Fisher Road from I-70 east to McKinley Avenue. It is a cooperative project with the City of Columbus associated with the Franklin County Sheriff's new Corrections Center on Fisher Road, utilizing funds from Ohio Public Works Commission, including a grant of $170,000 and a loan for $510,000. With this resolution, I'm asking you to approve and sign the plans so we can schedule the project for construction. And if not already, I will see that the title sheet is delivered to the clerk for you all to sign. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 76-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 7622 has been adopted.
Thank you. We have one more public hearing. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Plans approved for the improvement of Commerce Street and Voss Road, County Road number 233, from Lockbourne Road, County Road number 13, to Canal Road, Township Road number 247, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
I would like to open up the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who would like to speak to this public hearing? Seeing none, I would like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 7722. Plans approved for the improvement of Commerce Street and Voss Road, County Road number 233, from Lockbourne Road, County Road number 13, to Canal Road, Township Road number 247, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
This capital improvement project is in the southeast part of the county in Hamilton Township and the village of Lockbourne, where Commerce Street goes under a Norfolk Southern Railroad bridge and under a CSX railroad bridge between Lockbourne Road and Canal Road. With this resolution, I am asking you to approve and sign the plans so we can schedule the project for construction. And if not already, I will see that the title sheet is delivered to the clerk for you all to sign. I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 77-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 7722 has been adopted. Resolution number 7822. OHM Advisors Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County engineer with general engineering services, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $100,000.
As stated, this resolution is a design contract with OHM for general engineering services. The first task order is to assist the engineer's office with facilities infrastructure evaluation and improvements. OHM is a local engineering firm, and we utilize the qualifications-based selection process for this recommendation. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 78-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 7822 has been adopted. Resolution number 7922. Burgess and Nyepel Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County engineer by providing preliminary engineering design services for the Beach Road Bridge 0.00 over Big Darby Creek, FRA-CR 150-0.00 Improvement Project, Brown Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $207,265.
This resolution is a preliminary design contract with Burgess and Nyepel to inspect the post-tension systems of the Beach Road Bridge over Big Darby Creek in the northwest part of the county in Brown Township. Burgess and Nyepel is a local engineering firm, and again, we utilize the qualifications-based selection process for this recommendation. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 79-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 7922 has been adopted. Resolution number 8022, authorization for the Franklin County Engineer to enter into an agreement with the City of Hilliard for the resurfacing of a portion of the Scioto Darby Road, County Road number 29, between the Western Corporation Limit near Langton Road, Township Road number 152, and Cosgray Road, County Road number 39, City of Hilliard, Brown Township, and Norwich Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, as stated, this resolution is for an agreement with the City of Hilliard to resurface the 2-mile portion of Scioto and Darby Creek Road in their jurisdiction from Langton Road to Cosgray Road as part of the county's resurfacing program for approximately $422,000. This is a good example of local governments working together regionally to capitalize on economy of scale to spread the taxpayers' money as far as possible, also known as the Franklin County Way. It also allows the roadway to be restriped in both jurisdictions for 5-foot wide bike lanes on both sides of Scioto and Darby Creek Road, stretching 4 miles from the western county line to Cosgray Road, making the roadway safer for multiple modes of transportation. Hilliard will reimburse Franklin County $422,000 for the 2-mile stretch in their jurisdiction, but in doing so, they are saving their taxpayers approximately $100,000 by including it in the county's larger resurfacing program. I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 80-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 8022 has been adopted. Resolution number 8122, preliminary allocation and final encumbrance of county motor vehicle license fee $5 funds for the City of Hilliard in the amount of $332,577.63.
This is a $5 fund resolution for the City of Hilliard to pay for a portion of the Scioto and Darby Creek Road resurfacing in their jurisdiction from Langton Road to Cosgray Road as presented in the previous resolution. This is an allowable use of these funds. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 81-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 8122 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. While you're
Have a great day.
while you're at CVS, get your blood pressure checked. It's American Heart Month.
I think I should.
All right. Well, have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Next, economic development and planning.
Resolution number 8222, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Michael Hill at 245 North 21st Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43203.
Good morning, Commissioners. Director Jim Schimmer from Economic Development and Planning. I have these discharges of mortgages I'd like to take you through. The first one, Michael Hill received on February 22nd of 2007 a home loan in the amount of $10,000 on real estate commonly known as 245 North 21st Street in Columbus. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. Property taxes are paid and current, and I would respectfully ask that the Commissioner sign the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 82-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 8222 has been adopted. Resolution number 8322, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Levita Williams and Raymond Belcher at 1348 Lee Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43219.
Commissioners, Levita Williams and Raymond A. Belcher received on May 26th of 2016 a home loan for $5,000 on real estate commonly known as 1348 Lee Avenue in Columbus. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. The property taxes are paid and current. I would respectfully ask the Commissioners to sign the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 83-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 8322 has been adopted. Resolution number 8422. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Eric Jackson and Brenda J. Wilson Jackson, at 3249 Dresden Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43224.
Commissioners Eric Jackson and Brenda J. Wilson Jackson received on September 30th, 2010, a home loan for $15,000 on real estate commonly known as 3249 Dresden Street, Columbus, Ohio, here in Franklin County. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. The property taxes are paid in current, and I would respectfully ask the commissioners to discharge this mortgage instrument on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 84-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 8422 has been adopted. Resolution number 8522. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for David L. Childers and Patsy L. Childers at 1053 Forest Drive, Columbus, Ohio, 43223.
Commissioners David L. and Patsy L. Childers received on April 1st of 2021 a home loan for $15,000 on real estate commonly known as 1053 Forest Drive in Columbus, here in Franklin County. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. The property taxes are paid in full, and I would respectfully ask the commissioners that you sign the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 85-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 8522 has been adopted.
Appreciate that, commissioners. Have a good morning.
You do the same. Thank you. Next, we have Human Resources.
Resolution number 8622. Resolution authorizing a contract extension and modification with Ohio Health Corporation for wellness services for the Franklin County Cooperative Health Improvement Program in the amount of $3,543,656.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Judy Lease, Assistant Director of Human Resources over Employee Benefits and Wellness. Joining me this morning is Jessica McCurdy. Jess manages all of our Thrive On programming. This resolution requests approval of a contract extension with modifications with Ohio Health Employer Services. The programs and support provided by Ohio Health lay the groundwork for our Thrive On Wellness program. A contract with Ohio Health was approved in 2019 to provide services for Thrive On for years 2019, 2020, and 2021. This resolution authorizes a 3-year extension to provide services through 2024. We attempt to offer Thrive On programming that is relevant and addresses the presenting needs within our cooperative population. So it's not unusual year to have modifications to the scope of work. One such modification contained within this contract extension is the addition of Sunbasket. A key factor to our well-being is how we fuel our bodies. And Thrive On has a long history of providing educational opportunities to our members about nutrition, including healthy meal preparation. So Sunbasket rewards members who participate in a virtual cooking class with a meal voucher. And the voucher can be redeemed for ingredients so that the member can prepare the healthy recipe from the virtual class at home for their families. Another modification to the scope is in reference to how we conduct biometric screenings. An A1C test, which is a critical screening for diabetes, will be included in all on-site biometric screenings. This will provide us with a better baseline of our diabetic population and provide an educational opportunity for individuals who don't present with typical diabetic markers and possibly aren't aware that they have a diabetic concern. So Ohio Health has been a really good partner thus far, and we are looking forward to the ongoing collaboration with them over the next several years. So pending any questions for Jess or I request approval of this resolution.
I will move approval. If there's no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 8622.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 8622 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 8722. Resolution authorizing a contract with Cancer Bridge LLC for a cancer-focused navigation program for the Franklin County Cooperative Health Improvement Program in the amount of $247,500.
This resolution approves a 5-year contract with Cancer Bridge. A contract with Cancer Bridge was initially approved again in 2019 to provide navigation services that provide one-on-one immediate access to oncology nurses and physician experts. This contract presented today, extends services through 2027. So the service begins with a phone call where an individual engages with Cancer Bridge oncology nurse. Often members' concerns are resolved at that point. However, if a greater degree of expertise about a very specific type of cancer is needed, access is available to cancer experts practicing at National Cancer Institute designated cancer centers throughout the country, including the James here in our own backyard. This service is available to cooperative members and families at no cost. And our members are also able to take advantage of an extensive calendar of educational webinars and events focusing on prevention. So pending any questions or comments, I request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 87-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 8722 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Next, we have purchasing.
Thank you.
Resolution number 8822, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $17,349,729.98.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry-Ballinier, Director of Purchasing, and joining me this morning is Marlise Bryan, Economic Equity Administrator in the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 201 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. I'll turn it over to Marlise for the SCBE data. Good morning, Marlise.
Good morning, Megan, and good morning, Commissioners. This week, we have for your consideration 8 out of 19 eligible purchase orders for goods and services that have a higher likelihood of participation of small businesses. We present to you this week for award 1 small and emerging business enterprise, 1 disadvantaged business enterprise, and 6 women business enterprises, totaling over $66,953, which equates to 42% of the eligible purchase PO value and 42% of the eligible PO dollar value. The following agencies have increased supplier diversity within Franklin County: Public Facilities Management, Sanitary Engineering, Court of Common Pleas, Sheriff's Office, Engineer's Office, and Emergency Management.
Any questions, Commissioners? We request your approval of this resolution.
Oh, I apologize. If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 8822.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 8822 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you, Commissioners. Have a great day.
Thank
Two.
you. Next, we have Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 8922. Resolution authorizing a supplemental appropriation and the reallocation of subawards under the Emergency Rental Assistance Programs to assist households that are unable to pay rent and utilities due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Telerik with the Office of Management and Budget. As part of the Consolidated Appropriations Act, Congress authorized the Emergency Rental Assistance Program to provide funds to state and local governments to assist eligible households with rent and utility payments. Under this program, the county received $13 million, which is required to be expended by September 30th of 2022. the American Rescue Plan Act provided a second round of emergency rental assistance funding with the spend down requirement of September 30th of 2025. The county received an additional $10 million as part of the American Rescue Plan. Last year, the board approved agreements with 9 different nonprofit organizations, as well as allocations to Job and Family Services for their PRC Emergency Rental Assistance Program. The resolution before you today would provide appropriations of $5.4 million to JFS for continuation of their PRC Emergency Rental Assistance Program, as well as authorize the county administrator to enter into contract amendments to reallocate the source of funding from ERA 1 to ERA 2 or other appropriate source of funding in order to ensure that the county is able to spend down the federal dollars to provide assistance to our residents before the appropriate deadlines. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
The only question I have is how are we doing in terms of our partners in getting those funds spent down? I know there have been a lot of stories with regards to the lack of capability to get those dollars out in some communities, and so they've been trying to move them to communities that have a better mechanism set up. And I know there was some evaluation of what we were, how our process was going. Where do we stand?
So as of December 31st of 2021, the county had expended $6.9 million of the initial $13 million allocation of ERA 1 funding. About $4 million of that was through JFS. The additional $2.9 million was through the partners working with EDP, primarily Impact had spent their full $2 million allocation. So as part of that, to ensure that we're able to spend down the dollars as quickly as possible, that's the idea here is to provide that administrative flexibility to ensure the ERA 1 dollars with the spend down requirement of September of this year can be allocated properly between JFS and those partners who are able to meet those spend down requirements. And then the ERA 2 dollars have a longer spend down of September of 2025.
Yeah, I would ask Director Telerik that you continue to keep us, the board, updated on our progress. I mean, there's probably not a day that goes by that the 3 commissioners don't get a call for someone who's in need. We want to make sure that our partners are accessing those people and that we're able to really get those funds out. I just had someone over the weekend contact me, and I was telling my legislative person that this is always a good test for the system to see just who's the most responsive, who's the quickest, what's the best turnaround. And so I really just want to encourage regular reports to the BOC so that we know where our weaknesses are, where our strengths are, and make sure that folks are getting the resources they need.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Oh, okay. If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 89-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 8922 has been adopted.
Thanks.
Thank you. Do we have any generalizations?
Yes, Commissioner, there are 2. The first one is case number ANX-03-22, an expedited Type 2 annexation petition, ANX-03-22, was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on January 12, 2022. The petition is requesting to annex 0.55 acres from Sharon Township to the City of Columbus. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on February 22, 2022. The site is 155 Park Road, PID number 250-002538 and 250-002545. The next journalization and the final one is case number ANX-04-22, an expedited Type 2 annexation petition, ANX-04-22, was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on January 24, 2022. The petition is requesting to annex 295.7 acres from Jackson and Pleasant Townships to the City of Grove City. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on March 1st, 2022. The sites are 5554 Harrisburg Pike, PID number 160000120, 3936 London Groveport Road, PID number 160000304, Harrisburg Pike, PID number 160000085, and Harrisburg Pike, PID number 230003408.
Thank you. Are there any members of the media that has questions today? All right, hearing none. If there's no further business to come before the board, that concludes our meeting. Thank you.
Doing rezoning in here?